Hey everybody, Damien here, the TLH YouTube channel. First off, thank you so much for your support. Like and subscribe if you watch this, please. And please, please, please interact. Ask questions, get in the comments, argue with me if you want. Throw some shade my way if you want. Whatever you want to do, I love it. I love to talk to people. I love it when people watch the videos, then comment on them, and of course, then subscribe. So let's get right into it. What I wanted to talk about today is kind of twofold. I'm going to eat a little crow, put my foot in my mouth, and then I'm going to tell you why. First off, I did a video a few months back about Matt Rinella, and I think it was titled, Is Matt Rinella Creating a War Amongst Hunters? Now, this is in regard to Matt Rinella's Hunt Quietly podcast, Hunt Quietly movement, Hunt Quietly website, Hunt Quietly organization, all of that wrapped up in a bundle. Now, I was probably quick to judge Matt and his organization and his what he was looking to do, maybe his end goal. And I don't know that I really understood it well enough to comment wholly on it. Some things I did, some things I didn't. You know, one of Matt's big gripes, and one of the things he just hates more than anything in the world, is uh, the rise of social media influenced hunting and vice versa. Hunting influenced by social media, and you know what that is possibly doing to our sport as far as recruitment of folks who are only getting a exposure to hunting and fishing too, you could say, through social media and through social media actors and actresses, which there are plenty of those out there. Also, you know, he has the Hunt Quietly organization has views on hunting television, hunting TV shows, hunting branding, hunting marketing, so on and so forth. Now, I encourage you to go to their website, Hunt Quietly, and check it out. Read. You can learn about companies they endorse, companies they like. As far as the companies endorse, or excuse me, them endorsing companies, one thing you may find interesting is they have a list of a few companies that they endorse you buying their gear. Now, the reason they endorse you buying their gear is because they have zero pro staff, which means they have zero influencers and they have zero, uh, lack of better words, uh, folks out there ruining our sport on hunting television, which I despise and always have. So that being said, getting into it, I'm eating a little crow here because, like I said, I had maybe a bit of a cross opinion of Matt, and maybe not as a person, obviously, but the organization and maybe what he was thinking about. The reason I didn't like it was this, and he made a comment about people who lease ground, who lease hunting ground. Now, I'm in the Midwest, as a lot of people are, and we actually have a family farm. It's a little over 2 hours away from where I live, but I have children, and my children like to hunt. And to get my two young kids out around school and sporting activities and all the other things that kids do these days, it is it's very hard to do, to carve out time if we want to be able to get a quick hunt in, especially like this upcoming weekend doe season. We could go 2 hours away, and we may. I don't know yet, but man, it's nice to have a place over here that I lease that's close to home that I can get to in a hurry. You know, to hunt on when it's convenient for us. That's very important to me. You know, when opportunity strikes, you take it. It's very important to be able to do that. That being said, you know, Hunt Quietly stance on something like leasing property is, you know, they don't chastise you for leasing property, but what they do ask is that you share it, and that's one thing I do. I'm taking some guys hunting this weekend, some young kids hunting this weekend, or one young kid in particular that hasn't hunted here in the States yet and has hunted overseas, but is new to the country in the past couple of years. Can't wait to get him out there. Can't wait to get him his first Midwestern whitetail. You know, it'll be a doe, but hey, great. They just really want to get out and hunt. So that being said, Hunt Quietly, check them out. Matt's got a great podcast, the Hunt Quietly podcast. Talks to a lot of interesting people. Um, he's got a great organization out there. He works with land management and land access groups. He's got a land access initiative going on right now that has a few chapters that are gaining headway in some states. Kansas is one of them that's close to me or close to some people here in the Midwest. You know, Hunters for Access. Please check it out. Check out what he's doing. Help support them. Help support what they're doing in the access field. So that being said, I like it. I actually spoke to Matt, and what a nice guy. I mean, the guy, I can't say enough things about the guy. Number one, he's hunted. You know, he has more Western and obviously Alaskan hunting experience than I ever will in my life. The guy's hiked more miles than most people I'll ever meet for sure by a long shot times 10. Um, Puts in the work. He's really cool to talk to. And hopefully you'll be hearing from us together again real soon. And I can share some experiences I had here in the Midwest of losing hunting ground to people who everyone is familiar with. The the Drurys, the Nugents of the world, the Hunter Specialty Company. I've lost ground to all of those people, and I hate to use the word fair because it's, if they bought the ground, that'd be one thing. Work hard, you buy the ground. I get it, but there are some companies and people leasing up ground all over the place. It's just, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, leasing up 50, 60, 70,000 acres, or 4, 5, 6,000 acres, all for yourself, for 2 or 3 people, just for the sake of your show. And the only reason you can do it is because companies like Matthews or Loopold or Browning or Remington throw money at you. That's an issue. All right. And that's one thing you'll see on the Hunt Quietly podcast. And I'll get back to where I talked about, they endorse a few companies on their website. Hunt Quietly does. And those are companies that have no pro staff. So those are companies who your purchase power doesn't go to support their pro staff. So if you want to buy a Matthews bow, you go to a sporting goods store, your local archery shop, and you buy a Matthews bow. That's great. Go buy your Matthews bow. But just know that that is directly impacting your ability to access hunting ground. That's directly impacting your ability to access public ground and private ground, lease ground, and to buy ground. How that's directly affecting it is those companies are paying people like Lee and Tiffany Lukoski, or throw in a million different names, Bill Jordan, Michael Waddell, any of those people. You're giving them money and the financial ability to go out and lease ground that you might be able to lease, or hunt ground that you might be able to at some point hunt, that then they take up. So think about that. I like to buy used gear. Matt and I talked about that. So hopefully exciting things coming there, and we'll get to talk more about it. But in the meantime, check out Hunt Quietly. Check out what they're doing. Listen to the podcast. Go look at them. Great people, great organization. Hats off. Thanks, guys.